I grew up in Cuba, and growing up, it was really challenging. What I can remember is the lack of resources, the lack of food, the lack of clothing. I remember a time that we only had rice and avocado for dinner. Everything was rationalized by the government. We only were entitled to buns of bread. So that's the only thing I had. So sometimes my grandma, I would pass through her house and she would keep her bread to give it to me because I was hungry at certain points. Coming from Cuba to the United States is really tough. I was leaving behind all my family, all my relatives. It was a language barrier. It was a different culture, different values. So getting to understand and adapt to those changes was really difficult. Having that background, it helps me understand the challenges that a small business has to go through in order for them to be successful and to win business with corporations like ours.
When I had the chance to speak to Raul and learn more about his background, it was much like the background of my father-in-law and how he came to the United States. So you can't help but like Raul. You know, he's very engaging, he's got a great story. When you go through those experiences and you're on the other side and you're the one that can't understand the language, that's a scary position to be in. And he was there and he was able to assimilate to society, so I know that he has empathy and understanding.
Raul's responsibility as the Supplier Diversity Manager is the inclusion of woman-owned and minority-owned businesses. So it's his responsibility and his team's responsibility to help educate that audience as to what it means to do business with a large organization like CVS Health.
We want to make sure that the suppliers that we bring on board represent the communities that we do business in.
Solo Printing is a large commercial printing company in South Florida. We started here 30 years ago. We've grown now to one of the larger, diverse, minority-owned printing companies in the country. I met Raul about 4 years ago, and right away we made a good match. I explained what Solo does and how we'd like to partner with CVS, and he saw fit. He saw we were a good company, and he helped open the doors to getting us into that role of becoming a partner with CVS. He's a very caring person, very sincere, very upfront. He really goes out of his way to make sure that he helps as much or as best as possible.
I can relate to those small business and minority business that I'm helping because I know the challenges that they go through and really help them understand the process, helping them understand, what does it take in order for them to be successful at one point.
I think it's important as leaders here at CVS Health to bring on diverse talent because I think it brings a different perspective, a different approach, a different lens to what we may historically have been considering and how we do business with our customers and our suppliers and colleagues. To be innovative, we need to always be considering and looking at different ideas and thoughts that people bring forward.
Climbing up the ladder and becoming who I am today is part about the drive and determination that comes with myself and also with the people that I had the fortune. They had not only been my manager, but my mentors and people that really had dedicated their time and their efforts to really sit down and coach me and allow me to be who I am today. And that means so much to me and to my family. Being able to provide for my wife and son through a job that I get so much fulfillment from is very rewarding.
It's incredibly important for leaders at CVS Health to not only go out and look for talent, but also to invest the appropriate time in developing talent. I'm excited to say that, I was a part of the team that brought Raul to the Customer Support Center from the field environment, which I know has led to more growth in his career.